welcome to another video from me, Mr. Arnold, and this time we're going to be solving one-step equations. Just before we push ahead and do a few examples, I just want you to understand exactly what an equation is. Equations are basically like weighing scales, and what we do to one side we must do to the other, okay? So that would be one side of our equation, and this is the other. So basically we have the left hand side of the equal sign, that's one side, and then the right hand side of the equal sign, that's another side. So, and all equations take this form basically. And what we want to do is we want to perform various operations, or do various things to both sides, always doing the same thing, so that we can get the variable, in this case x, on its own on one side and everything else on the other. So basically I have x plus 6 on this side. I want to get rid of that 6, so I need to take away 6. If I take away 6 from 6, well, that becomes 0. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take away 6 over here. We'll draw a little line underneath. And the x I haven't touched, so that's still there. Well, 6, take away 6 is 0, which is exactly what I want. And 12, take away 6 is 6. And that's it, it's solved. The next one here, we have y take away 7 equals 15. Again, I want to get rid of that minus 7, so I'm going to add 7. But if I add 7 to this side, I must add 7 to this side, so I'm going to add 7 here. Let's draw a line underneath. The y, well, I haven't done anything with that, so it's still just y. And then minus 7 plus 7 is 0. The equal sign always stays underneath. And then 15 plus 7 gives me 22. Same idea coming up here again. We'll just change colour for this one. I want to get that v on its own on the left hand side and everything else over this side. So I've got to get rid of this 12. In order to get rid of that 12, I'm going to have to take away 12. But if I take away 12 here, I must take away 12 here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, the v, again, I haven't touched, so that still comes down. 12 minus 12 gives me 0, which is exactly what I wanted. And then 9 minus 12, well, is minus 3. Don't worry about having a negative sign. We can still have a negative answer. It's just we need to ensure that we perform the same operation to both sides. So here, this one, I took away 6 off both sides here. I added 7 to both sides here. I took away 12 off both sides. And this time, I'm going to add 15 to both sides. I'm going to look at this one. We're going to add 15. So I must add 15 over here as well. The e, once again, I haven't touched. Well, minus 15 plus 15 is 0. And then minus 4 plus 15 is, it's 11. Minus 4 plus 15 equals 11. Just if you're a little bit unsure about this, it's the exact same as 15 minus 4. 15 minus 4 is also 11. So these two are the same. That's how we get e equals 11 here. A few more to try. Again, I'm going to do the opposite operation. Now I didn't mention that last time, but if you have a look at this, each time I'm doing the opposite. So here I was adding 6, so I'm going to take away 6 off both. This one it was minus 7, so I added 7. Here we had plus 12, so I took away 12. Here we had minus 15, so I added 15. Well, this time we've got 3 times x, so in order to get rid of that, I'm going to divide it by 3. So I'm going to divide this side by 3 as well. So what we do to one side of the equation over here, I must do to the other. 3x divided by 3 is simply x, and 12 divided by 3 is 4, and that's it, solved. Next one, we have 5y equals 15. Well, I want to get rid of that 5, so I'm going to divide it by 5. Remember, 5y means 5 times y, so I'm going to divide it by 5. So, oh, we don't want that there. So I'm going to divide this side by 5 as well. Again, draw a little line underneath just so we can see what's going on. 5y divided by 5 is simply y, and minus 15 divided by 5 is minus 3, should I say. So I'll just tidy that up a bit. minus 15 divided by 5 is minus 3. That's because it's a negative divided by, well, this is actually positive. Negative divided by positive is negative, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. This time we have v over 4 equals 9. Well, just over here, I'll just show you. V over 4 is exactly the same as v divided by 4. It's just notation. Okay, that's one way of writing this. And this is the exact same as writing this, so it's just notation. In order to undo dividing by 4, well, we have to times by 4. So I'm going to multiply this side by 4, and if I multiply this side by 4, I must multiply the other side by 4. Just as an aside, v over 4 multiplied by 4, essentially what's happening here is the 4's are cancelling out and we're ending up with v. So that's what's going on. V over 4 times by 4 is simply v, and 9 times 4 is, well, hopefully you know it's 36. An exact same method here again. We've got e divided by minus 2 equals minus 4. In order to undo that division of minus 2, well, I'm going to multiply both sides by minus 2. So if I multiply that by minus 2, I must multiply the other side by minus 2. E divided by minus 2 times by minus 2 is simply e, and minus 4 multiplied by minus 2 gives me 8. Minus times a minus is a plus, and 4 times 2 is 8. Just as an aside, again, I'll show you the e over minus 2 multiplied by minus 2. Well, minus 2 cancels out with minus 2, and then we're just left with the e. That is how we solve one-step equations. And hopefully, once you know how to do all of this, we can just build on that and go on and do some two-step equations. Any questions, feel free to post a comment. See you again sometime.